Defending WBA, WBC Super Middleweight World Champion, Newbridgewell, WBO Super Middleweight Champion of the World.
Anyone. Every indication right now is that he intends to be extremely. They try to put pressure, make him fight.
Then is the average in this 50 jabs per round. There's been a significant punch so far. Shot by Calzaghe.
Aggressive and Curtis says he was in the beginning. Balance.
Such a way that they can land the other man to miss. And tonight is who can win Kessler keep Calzaghe.
And Tommy Hearns when who will wind up being the mixer?
I agree with you.
Well, Calzaghe said don't concentrate as I did to Lacey, where he poured on ending Kessler is able.
Both have landed a few clean blows, but
on one, Calzaghe 15 out of 64, Kessler 8. The venue is to win the fight. Can he turf in what's expected to be a close fight? That's what everyone would say about that.
I'm talking to a lot of give Kessler a very good chance of winning the fight, much more than
Kessler is studying Calzaghe
about holding behind. Kessler is technically half English, that doesn't cut much ice.
From different angles, and he guy.
Emmanuel is that for a few moments at least.
I think that's what happened to both guys.
Attempted by Kessler, just missed. Now he lands the right hand, drives Calzaghe, and Calzaghe bounces off mark.
Well, as
between 2 points is a straight line. Kessler punches
better upper body movement.
Throughout his career, he's wildly competitive. If you touch him,
may bother going to have to function a lot more.
Body shot through round two. Calzaghe 57%. Kessler a little more focused on power shot. Down goes Kessler, ready to go back to fighting right away.
Not only was it a slip, Kessler.
Good right hand by Kessler. Calzaghe comes back with a left and begins to throw his arms wide and wing his punches. An occasional Calzaghe habit. But Joe thinks that his hand speed advantage is starting to come into play.
Well, I think not just his hand speed, just his punching more in desperation to try to establish an advantage.
And the right hand in totally
that he can simply impose his will by
angles. And Kessler's more of a basic fighter.
And it's back. His throw mostly good left hand by Calzaghe. Straight left, right down the chute. Kessler gets in a right hand.
The pressure is mounting. And I don't know if Kessler's going to hold up much longer if the fight can continue at this pace unless he can.
Although Calzaghe clearly is winning this round.
Fair knockdown by any means. As much as it was.
Rounds to one. 29-28. Joe Calzaghe. They're really in rounds 2 and 3. Joe Calzaghe constantly. But Calzaghe, one quick thing. Joe's.
Now, you must that Joe is protecting his oft-injured hands with a more protective glove. Oh, and they trade punches in.
Bullying.
Big. Really solidly landed power punch. And Kessler wearing Everlast. Been bedeviled by hand in, and it was Kessler. That wasn't the case, but British journalists are persistent in saying
it's a lot.
Big uppercut. I think Kessler may have found
more solid aggro punches, and I think that right up.
Particular Kessler very hard, and a super fight has broken out in this.
You see how Calzaghe responds.
See Kessler land a beautiful counter left right just as Calzaghe comes in, and here you see the uppercut, which I think was the best.
Fighting on relatively even.
Calzaghe showing why he's a lesser opponent. It's those crisp counter punches of his own.
And Emmanuel, the pattern that most Calzaghe throws more
effective when he counter punches.
Plenty of opportunity to do that.
Calzaghe gets so anxious sometimes.
When Kessler goes back to the up, sometimes it's his aggression. Calzaghe who's being backed up.
What's at stake here? Beautiful.
It's going to be like that all the way through. The fight could end up being a very close, controversial decision.
As they tire down the split. Because
it might go to Calzaghe.
Hard right hand by Kessler.
Here we see Kessler once again landing the counter punch. 1-2 after Calzaghe.
Oh my God, baby!
Because most of the time he lands those nice counter punches on him.
Throwing hard, he's just touching him.
Deadly. Is barrage of uppercuts in round 4. He sees
Calzaghe, I think, is starting to, but he's never fought.
Calzaghe is throwing punches by CompuBox count. Throwing them, it's my experience, is way more important than the number of punches you... This, as Max pointed out,
Round than he has in the entire fight.
keeps his right shoulder in belly, but immediately goes back into the sign by his father instructional books.
Tremendous athlete, too. He's been studying Calzaghe.
4 rounds to 2, Joe Calzaghe. Jim taking it to him. He's winning his fight, not only on clean punching, but on effective aggression.
Kessler landed one of those uppercuts a couple of seconds ago, as he sticks the jab twice more.
Not
And
just
lands his
punching
left hand.
He's hurting him.
And he had a
Calzaghe.
punch that I've saw in the last 2 rounds, virtually.
And he's keeping it there now.
We've seen Calzaghe turn boxer. Can Kessler?
Well, the most effective thing is, I say, Kessler was in a bad position when he would get off balance right there. He only lands after Calzaghe throws a punch and gets out of position.
He begins to seem to get clocked with 2 straight Calzaghe. And again, as Calzaghe backing Kessler up. His eyes on his up. May have drawn the blood on Calzaghe. Big right cross by Kessler. He tries the uppercut again. Big body shot by Kessler. Hard left hook to the body. Well,
Punches, but
Calzaghe.
right away.
his son saying
This round, he's actually leading the attack this round here. Been doing most of them. He's actually aggressively going out.
but dropping his hands and allowing Calzaghe to land upstairs. Inside.
Yeah,
by
a lot of authority right now.
from Kessler. He's trying to...
And everything he's punching is at full power.
Both guys are throwing bombs, and they're both good punchers.
Kessler's a better puncher, though.
Yes.
And because he was sitting on him.
Kessler needed to change. He needed to do, and he started to do it. And Calzaghe.
He may have to pay for that because he's getting a little
Several
bit impressed with all around their skill.
is to mix in body shots now. Back upstairs. Here comes Calzaghe.
Kessler's hurt.
But Calzaghe comes right back.
And Kessler is still standing up to safe.
Fight, not a boxing match.
What a fight.
Here you see the body shot that I believe that Kessler was hurt with, which was a right shot to the body right there.
At least 2 rounds in which he's letting his hands go.
Authority, not just a...
Thudding right hand by Kessler.
An accurate counter. We're looking at a special.
Down the stretch, the body. Good straight left hand by Calzaghe. The combination.
Kessler seems to be a little relaxed with him because he can turn the fight around with one solid blow.
On the road, you've got to play to win. Kessler's
Trying to do it, but Calzaghe continues to elevate as Kessler picks up the pace.
Looking at the things he's doing, how he's making his adjustments.
look at the hands.
Tempo and
Jim, Mick got a shot behind the head. You can't do that.
Every viewer can see the rounds on that left eye.
I'm surprised, too, but I'm sure for them. I mean, Calzaghe's had a lot of tough fights.
As they pointed out in our meeting yesterday, Kessler's never been hurt in a fight. Maybe they didn't think it was possible. Looks cool as a cucumber.
With a home run punch.
While Calzaghe is content to just keep letting his hands go and hit the target. There's a big flurry by Kessler.
It was a really good flurry, but I didn't see that many punches. Kessler is trying. He realizes that he's losing. He's fighting as if in anticipation of trying to win the fight. He hasn't reached.
Well, for years, many in the sport, it's been tested tonight.
Well, he's impressed me as fighters in any weight division today.
Kessler is. You can prepare to fight somebody who's totally conventional. There's nobody else for Foreman tactic for proving his dominance.
In the last round, tried to make it happen. Calzaghe fight anymore.
Well, I think he would probably be more successful than maybe Calzaghe is in a whole zone by himself tonight. He's fighting a great
17 years.
this fight is to me. Because I thought it's a lot of situations.
They're in style than Mikkel Kessler.
Yeah, this is a guy that matches.
Kessler 7 years younger from the armpit to the end of the fist. Just as unbeaten as Calzaghe.
And as,
Fight.
that's right, as he's being chopped down, he's throwing.
A great point. This isn't Bernard Hopkins is watching old Hopkins. Fascinating fight it would be because of Hopkins counterpunching.
Any super middleweight, light heavyweight, anyone dominating that look, but he comes back and
Shell shocked because he's not doing anything out wrong.
In fact, expressed exactly that before the fight when he said,
hands early out, he would miss punches over to his left to avoid getting hit with the right hands coming from Kessler. To his left, Calzaghe's left. But I like that.
good uppercut by Kessler. Momentarily in half of the fight.
Watching these guys.
Calzaghe's gonna. Calzaghe stands tall and keeps. Big right hand by the Dane. Here.
The fighting pride of Newbridge, Wales. Now the undisputed super